Good morning, this is Marissa and welcome to CIN. The day is currently September 2nd and we have breaking news. Japan just signed the Japanese Instrument of Surrender aboard the USS Missouri and formalized the surrender of Japan and ended all hostilities. For those of you who don't remember, less than a month ago on August 6th, our ally, the United States, dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, and 3 days later they dropped another bomb on Nagasaki. In total, over 200,000 Japanese civilians died. And on August 15th, Emperor Hirohito of Japan announced that he cannot bear to see his innocent people suffer any longer and surrendered. We're currently working on getting footage from the peace treaty, but for now, we invited special guest Yan Shishan for an interview. Hello, Mr. Shishan. How are you today?
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I have a couple questions for you today. First, what role did you play in the government?
I was a Chinese warlord that served for World War II.
Oh, very nice. Why did Japan invade Manchuria?
Well, as you know, World War II was fought by millions of people all around the world. Also, conflict within Asia happened before World War II. Basically, Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931 to fuel their growth of its growing industries.
Interesting. What happened after Japan got their hands on Manchuria?
Well, by 1937, Japan was controlling large parts of China. During that time, accusations of war crimes occurred against China. Also, Japan created an immigration campaign to try and bring in 5 million Japanese settlers to Manchuria. This horrible incident led to farmers having to give up their farms to the Japanese. Also, several battles occurred in the Manchuria. In 1939, the Soviet Union and Japan fought along the Khalkhin-Gol River in Manchuria. It lasted about 4 months, and Japan lost.
Can you describe the start of the war and your whereabouts during that time?
So, on July 7, 1937, the Marco Polo Bridge incident dispute in Peking led to a full-scale invasion. What happened was that the Japanese claimed that one of their soldiers was missing, so they demanded to search our towns for him, and when we refused, the rising tensions led to an exchange of fire. This turned out to be the official start of World War II. Seeing this, I was really scared that Japan would attack Shanxi, so I decided to travel to Nanjing to warn Kai-shek about it. And although I resisted the Japanese from capturing Shanxi for a while, they eventually captured it in 1937.
Thank you for this amazing interview, Mr. Shishan.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you again, Mr. Yan Shishan, for your time. We'd also like to thank the United States for helping us win the war. In 1940, they supported us through boycotts against Japan. U.S. President Franklin Roosevelt formalized USA to China, gave us war supplies, and tightened restrictions on Japan by withholding oil, steel, and iron from them to stop their aggression towards us. Things further escalated in 1941 when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. The United States declared war on Japan and started a military alliance with China and sent us $1.6 billion through the Lend-Lease Act. And that's all I have to say. I'll turn it over to Emily and we'll see what else she has to say.
Thank you, Marissa. We'd also like to give a special thanks to you guys, the citizens of China. Without your strong Chinese nationalism, we would have never been able to hold off Japan for so long and eventually win the war. Today marks the birthday of Chiang Kai-shek, so please wish him a happy birthday if you see him today. For some background information about him, after Sun Yat-sen died, Kai-shek became the nationalist leader of Kuomintang. He played a major role in unifying our nation and leading the Chinese resistance against Japan. He was a prominent figure during the Nanking Massacre in 1937. He ordered the removal of nearly all official Chinese troops from the city, but also ordered that the city be held at any cost, and forbade the citizens from evacuating. During the horrific tragedy of the Nanking Massacre, the Japanese killed between 200,000 and 300,000 of our soldiers and civilians in the city of nationalist China, Nanking. Additionally, the Japanese also assaulted somewhere between 20,000 to 80,000 women. Oh, it looks like we've received the peace treaty footage from this morning, and here it is.
I now invite the representatives of the Emperor of Japan and the Japanese government and the Japanese Imperial General Headquarters to sign the instrument of surrender at the places indicated.
Mr. Shigemitsu comes to the surrender table. These dramatic first pictures were made by newsreel war correspondents and Army and Navy cameramen and were specially flown back from Tokyo. The time is 9:05 a.m. The Japanese have been on board exactly 10 minutes.
After the other countries signed the treaty, the war was officially over.
And that's all we have for today. This is Emily from CIN, signing out.
So I'm in the building, right? And they just finished the cheating signing. So this is an inside scoop, right? They just finished it. God, let me tell you, it was intense. At least we won. That's breaking news for you. Back to you.